So what has happened this year? Well, a lot. And it's only been 30 days. To be clear-eyed on it, we have to look at the end of last year. The Epstein Files Transparency Act was signed into law on November 19th, 2025 by President Donald J. Trump. It requires the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to release all files pertaining to the prosecution of Jeffrey Epstein. So why was this law necessary? Well, after expressing support for the files release in every interview he did for his 2024 run, Donald Trump increasingly signaled his desire not to do so once in office. This was as Pam Bondi and Director of the FBI Kash Patel were starting to make statements attempting to tamp down public pressure. And after former ally Elon Musk tweeted that Trump himself was in the Epstein files. Trump was actively whipping votes against the passing of this law, eventually losing some of his staunchest supporters like Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. His entire administration was giving the same messaging about protecting victims. But when it became clear that all of the known victims universally were demanding transparency and that they didn't, in fact, have the votes, Trump did an about-face and endorsed the legislation. What they then put out was a heavily redacted document that was clearly in violation of the law and even actively attempted to redact more after the fact. They saw some photograph in a picture of Epstein's desk of Donald Trump with a slew of girls, women, possibly victims, redacted it, then unredacted it once they saw people already had it. So now, realizing the cat is out of the bag, they unredacted some of it, with an advisory saying that it contained untrue and sensationalist claims. And trigger warning, and I'm just going to redact some of this myself in real time because I'm still unsure about the rules here, but what the latest unredactions actually contained was direct accusations against the president, which, if true, would implicate him in child trafficking, repeatedly paying to redacted children, 13-year-old girls himself, assisting in the redacted of an infant, a newborn daughter of one of the victims, and being present when her body was disposed of in Lake Michigan. Another victim allegedly got her head redacted off, which those at the scene said couldn't have been self-inflicted, but ultimately was ruled to be after accusing Trump and Epstein of redacted her and saying she was scared of what might happen if she goes to the police, according to a driver. And for when they dropped these files, because December 19th, 2025 was a Friday at the beginning of a holiday break. Both Christmas and New Year's Eve were on Wednesdays, meaning they essentially had 2 weeks where, yeah, we'd hear about this, but mainly those of us who pay attention to this sort of thing, and mostly from third-party independent sources like this, so probably not as base.